Oh, shit. Hold on. It's just a testing video. That's why I ain't really bother y'all too tough. Hold on. Trying to see something. Woo! My children say, "Oh, mama." Oh, mama. You got the YouTube like. You got the TikTok like. That's what they say. You got the TikTok like. That's what the makeup artists use. Hold on. God damn. Okay. That's Jesus Watts. Hold on. They go some holy. Y'all stay up in there. All right. Hold on. Yeah, but just a testing video to check the light. You can come on in. Huh? I don't know. Something's wrong. What you on break? Story of your life. Hold on. Girl, that's what I'm trying to. I can't even see the show now, baby. All right, hold on. Ooh. Why you got this cereal in here? Ooh. Just because I never took it to the kitchen. All right. Oh. Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, there we go. Since we're here, 48 Laws of Power. Look, this is a lot of book. You know what I mean? You hear people tell you over and over, Great Rising. People tell you all the time, oh, I done read that book before. Boy, sit your ass down. Thinking you ain't read that shit. Shut your ass up. Listen, just because you listen to the 50 Cent album don't mean you read 48 Laws of Power. This is some cold-blooded shit right here. You feel me? As I go through it, I feel mixed ways. Sometimes I feel like, damn, that's why I don't have any power. And sometimes I feel like, damn, that's why these people have so much. Anyway, hold on. We're just going to go through the 48 laws, though. I'm going to try not to ramble or explain. Just going to get in, get it, and get out. Law 1, never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. Law 2, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy, and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. Law 3, conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance and in the dark by never revealing the purpose behind your actions. If they have no clue what you're up to, they cannot prepare a defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path and envelop them in enough smoke, and by the time they realize your intentions, it'll be too late. Law 4, always say less than necessary. When you're trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. And if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Law 5, so much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Law 6, court attention at all costs. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, then, or buried in oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous at all costs. Make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the bland and timid masses. Law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. Not only will such assistance save you valuable time and energy, it'll give you a godlike aura of efficiency and speed. In the end, your helpers will be forgotten and you will be remembered. Never do for yourself what others can do for you. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me try to cover up because it's a little bit nippy in this jaw. Hold on. I'm trying to tell you, summertime, and we got the heat on. Give me a minute. I'm coming. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Put my hair up too. Okay. Got my little piece of weed, but I ain't even gonna smoke. Got my little piece of, hold on. Nigga, those fellas, why y'all always got to act like it's a coming of the togetherness? Yeah. We gonna mob. Hold on. Put my hair up too. All right. Hold on. We're gonna get right on to it. If you just got here, greetings and great rising. If you just left here, get your ass on back. We reading the 48 Laws of Power. Not the whole book. We just we just reading the laws. That's it. Just the laws. And then we up out of there. Oh shit. Who you know how I get down? Like old people. They be saying bye for 30 minutes. Alright then. Shit. Alright, girl, I'm gonna let you go. And shit, but how's Cheryl doing? I damn sure forgot to ask you. Alright, we focused. The 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene. Picking up on Law 7 again. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. Not only will such assistance save you valuable time and energy, it'll give you a godlike aura of efficiency and speed. In the end, your helpers will be forgotten and you will be remembered. Never do yourself what others can do for you. Law 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. When you force the other person to act, you're the one in control. It is always better to make your opponent come to you, abandoning his own plans in the process. Lure him with fabulous gains, then attack. You hold the cards. Law 9, win through your actions, never through argument. Any momentary triumph you think you've gained through argument is really a Pyrrhic victory. The resentment and ill will you stir up is stronger and lasts longer than any monetary change of opinion. It is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. I'm going to do that one again. Okay, I think after reading like 25, I said I wasn't going to do this, right? I think after reading like 25 laws, I was like, I bet. I got 2 of them. I got 2 of them. All right, so we give you that one again because that was definitely a dope one. This is how I saved my life practicing African spirituality in the middle of a family that was that is Christian. Like, okay, lay out on the floor Christian. Okay, like the debates in my family of whether or not the church is a legitimate church if instruments are being played in the church. Like, is this really what we're gonna do? So it was definitely my light, not pressing other people to, like, you ain't got to go to no blood sacrifice with me. Just watch my kids. Just watch my kids while I go. Really, through demonstration. All right, through demonstration, this piece. It's crazy because if you put a light in someone's eyes, like a flashlight to wake them, they're annoyed. If you cut on the light or flip the lamp on and to alert someone or make them more aware, they're usually upset, disgruntled. But when the sun rises and the sun alerts them, it's peace. It's almost like it's gradual, it's slow. So, you know, it's more gentle. Anyway, that's how it is with enlightenment. And that's definitely by demonstration. You just kind of slowly brighten your own light, doing your own thing, instead of being like, stay woke. Anyway, I like that one. Okay, win through your actions, never through argument. Next up, Law 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases. You may feel you are helping the drowning man, but you are only precipitating your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. Law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. To maintain your independence, you must always be needed and wanted. The more you are relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people depend on you for their happiness and prosperity, and you have nothing to fear. Never teach them enough so that they can do without you. Law 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Our sincere and honest move will cover over dozens of dishonest ones. Open-hearted gestures of honesty and generosity bring down the guard of even the most suspicious people. Once your selective honesty opens a hole in their armor, you can deceive and manipulate them at will. A timely gift, a Trojan horse, will serve the same purpose. Law 13, when asking for help, appeal to the people's self-interest. Hold on right quick. When asking for help, appeal to the people's self-interest. I do think this is another one of those. This is definitely another one that's important to me, okay? Except most of them are cold-blooded, and I'm like, oh my God, I'll never be powerful if that's what's required. But there are a few of them that I think, man, I definitely have mastered that. And maybe that's why I have attained the power that I have, at least at this point, right? All right, hold on. This next one is one of them. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you need to turn to an ally for help, do not bother to remind him of your past assistance and good deeds. He will find a way to ignore you. Instead, uncover something in your request or in your alliance with him that will benefit him and emphasize it all out of proportion. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. Plug, I learned that when I did debt collections, right? I need the money. I need the bonus. I need you to pay your bills so I can eat. And this how to do that. Like, we're going to pull a credit report. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at the credit report and I see they don't have any money. I can see from the credit report they don't have any money. I would ask my boss, how am I supposed to get money from this when I see they don't have it? The credit report tells the same story that they tell me. She said, yeah, but look at this inquiry portion of the credit report. This tells a completely different story, where you see that they're applying for houses right now, for home loans. You see that they've been to 2 different dealerships in the last 3 months, so you know they're in the market for a new car. She's like, and you use this to your advantage. If you don't pay this, you may not be able to get a new car, you know? If you don't pay this right away, it could cause your interest rate on your car payment, on your car loan to go up. And here, I don't know shit about your car loan. I don't know shit about your co-signer. And what I do know is that if you pay this bill, I get a bonus. But that ain't got shit to do with you, and that's not important to you. I have to make it important to you, and the way to do that is to appeal to your interest. All right? He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. Law 14. Wait. Because like I said, these laws do sound fucked up, but in my defense, I remember when I was younger and I asked my mommy, how come rich people can be evil and still be rich? And she said that God's laws are God's laws, and most of those are man's laws. But universal laws stand and can't be moved. It doesn't matter if you believe in them or not, they apply. And universal law says, when you give, you receive. Okay, God laws, the ones that kind of have man's fingerprints all over them, say that if you give and your heart is in the right place, and if you give without telling everybody you gave, and if you give and one hand doesn't see what the other hand is doing, then you'll receive more in return. And the truth is, if you give, you receive, point blank and period. When your hands are open to give, as it turns out, scientifically and physically, your shit is wide the fuck open for the receiving also. Okay. And so a lot of times there are a lot of rich people who will give away money for the purpose of tax breaks, for the purpose of clout, you know, honor. They don't really care. They want to give something to some poor Africans so they look good. And so they get it on a tax write-off. But because they've given, they get the tax break. Okay, when tax time come around, they say if you donated this much to this many people or this percentage of your income, then you get this tax break. And they do it for those tax breaks, and still they get them. You know what I mean? So the honor ain't right, but it's still give and take. You know what I mean? It's still give and it's still take. Moving on. Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy. Knowing about your rival is critical. Use spies to gather valuable information that will keep you a step ahead. Better still, play the spy yourself. In polite social encounters, learn to probe. Ask indirect questions to get people to reveal their weaknesses and intentions. There is no occasion that is not an opportunity for artful spying. Some of these are written to sound really bad, and some of them are not so much. It was just on the live earlier today, and we talked about how to ask people questions about the things they enjoy doing so you know more about their personality, all right? And artful spying. Law 15, crush your enemy totally. All great leaders since Moses have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely. Sometimes they've learned this the hard way. If one ember is left alight, no matter how dimly it smolders, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The enemy will recover and will seek revenge. Crush him, not only in body, but in spirit. Where my water at? Law 16, use absence to increase respect and honor. Too much circulation, make the price go down. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you're already established in a group, temporary withdrawal from it will make you more talked about, even more admired. You must learn when to leave. Create value through scarcity. I struggle with that. I get paid to read live now, and not a shitload, to be honest. You know what I mean? I do have to have a couple other hustles in order to stay above. And I've had so many marketing gurus and shit tell me, yo, you mean to tell me you still going live for free for an hour? You'll talk for an hour and a half and you're not getting no money for it? You'll show up and you'll get on somebody's stage for a donation? And I'm like, yeah. He like, what the fuck are you doing? Burger King ain't standing out giving out burgers every day. They might give you a hot dog or something for appreciation here and there, but for fuck's sake. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. For me, it's difficult to find a balance, okay? I get so much more. There's the monetary part of it, but then there's the love and there's the interaction and there's the connection and there's the exchange. And I get so much more that I feel like it's actually me being selfish that makes me not as scarce as I should be for monetary purposes. Like, damn, I need their love and shit like they need mine. Anyway, law 17, keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Humans are creatures of habit with an insatiable need to see familiarity in other people's actions. Your predictability gives them a sense of control. Turn the tables. Be deliberately unpredictable. Behavior that seems to have no consistency or purpose will keep them off balance, and they will wear themselves out trying to explain your moves. Taken to an extreme, this strategy can intimidate and terrorize. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. The world is dangerous and enemies are everywhere. Everyone has to protect themselves. A fortress seems the safest, but isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from. It cuts you off from valuable information. It makes you conspicuous and an easy target. Better to circulate among people, find allies, mingle. You are shielded from your enemies by the crowd. Crazy enough, this is the same way I feel about black stones, okay? Like I get it that they're supposed to protect me from negative energies and shit and protect me from negative forces. But if you stop those things from getting in, then in my mind, you're also stopping things from getting out, okay? You're stopping things from getting out. So I'd rather just move light and keep my eye on the swivel, okay? Surely I can do the work that I'm requiring the stone to do. Law 19, know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. There are many different kinds of people in the world, and you can never assume that everyone will react to your strategies in the same way. Deceive or outmaneuver some people, and they will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. They are wolves in lamb's clothing. Choose your victims and opponents carefully. Then never offend or deceive the wrong person. Law 20, do not commit to anyone. Okay, we've been here 20 minutes. It is the fool who always rushes to take sides. Do not commit to any side or cause but yourself. By maintaining your independence, you become the master of others, playing people against one another, making them pursue you. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. No one likes feeling stupider than the next person. The trick then is to make your victims feel smart, and not just smart, but smarter than you are. Once convinced of this, they will never suspect that they will never suspect that you may have ulterior motives. Law 22, use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. When you are weaker, never fight for honor's sake. Choose surrender instead. Surrender gives you time to recover, time to torment and irritate your conqueror, time to wait for his power to wane. Do not give him the satisfaction of fighting and defeating you. Surrender first. By turning the other cheek, you infuriate and unsettle him. Make surrender a tool of power. Concentrate your forces. That reminds me of like tug of war. You know what I mean? Like we tugging, and the idea is for me to pull, and exhaust myself, real shit. Pulling you all the way across this rope. Or I could just let go. You know what I mean? yeah, I could just let go. Then you go, yeah, got you. Okay? I get it. I'm going to have to read it over and over until I can make light of them. Okay? Like really until I can make light of them. Law 23, concentrate your forces. Conserve your forces and energies by keeping them concentrated at their strongest point. You gain more by finding a rich mine and mining it deeper than by flitting from one shallow mine to another. Intensity defeats extensity every time. When looking for sources of power to elevate you, find the one key patron, the fat cow who will give you milk for a long time to come. Let me get comfortable. So years ago, I had this friend, this African friend named Hakeem, right? And I remember asking Hakeem, how come Africans don't like Black Americans? I was like, in my experience, y'all just don't rock with us. What's up? Like, damn, homie. And he's like, it's not that we don't rock with you. It's just that we got, like they bunch us together and it's the way that y'all live and they crowd us together and y'all are lazy. We're not lazy. Black Americans are lazy. And so the stereotype that all blacks are lazy, we get clumped into that. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? We lazy though. We bust our asses, bro. And he's like, yeah, but doing nothing. So African proverb, the idea is to hit one hole. If you're mining for gold, all of these holes are going to hit the same bottom. So you find one and you mine that hole. It's like Black Americans, mine here, no oil, mine there, mine here, mine there. Spend their lives doing this and that and this and that, never going hard. And I've heard that even from workout gurus. Shit, if anything will work if you work. Okay? I get that. I got that. All right, we mobbing. Where we at? What law we on? Concentrate your focuses. That was law 23. Law 24, play the perfect courtier. The perfect courtier thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political dexterity. He has mastered the art of indirection. He flatters, yields to superiors, and asserts power over others in the most oblique and graceful manner. Learn and apply the laws of courtiership, and there will be no limit to how far you can rise in the court. Law 25, recreate yourself. Do not accept the roles that society foists on you. Recreate yourself by forging a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Incorporate dramatic devices into your public gestures and actions. Your power will be enhanced and your character will seem larger than life. Law 26, keep your hands clean. For the coroner. Law 26, keep your hands clean. You must seem a paragon of civility and efficiency. Your hands are never soiled by mistakes and nasty deeds. Maintain such a spotless appearance by using others as scapegoats and cat's paws to disguise your involvement. Law 27, play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. People have an overwhelming desire to believe in something. Become the focal point of such desire by offering them a cause, a new faith to follow. Keep your words vague but full of promise. Emphasize enthusiasm over rationality and clear thinking. Give your new disciples rituals to perform. Ask them to make sacrifices on your behalf. In the absence of organized religion and grand causes, your new belief system will bring you untold power. Law 28, enter action with boldness. If you're unsure of a course of action, do not, wait a minute. Let me back up to the cult joint right quick. I suppose with a following and shit, I should, huh? That makes sense. Listen. It's dope because I put you at the center of everything. I put you at the center of everything. You're at the center of your promise. You know what I mean? The promise maker and the promise deliverer. You're at the center of your emphasis and your enthusiasm. You're at the center of your rationality. You're at the center of your clear thinking. Everything I've ever asked you to do has been for you. I've not asked you to make a sacrifice for me, okay? And so for me, that's peace. I want you to believe in yourself, though. Like, on some real shit, I want you to believe in you like they taught us to believe in Jesus, yo. I remember when my little nephew was being bullied at school and he wouldn't fight back. And he a sizable kid, yo. We don't want you to go out here like in, you know, antagonizing people. We don't want you to go out and, what is it called? We don't want you to be the aggressor. We don't want you to initiate no bullshit. But when it pop off, though, we do want you to settle it. You know what I mean? If these little homies want to set it up, we do want you to shut it down, bro. We want you to be able to defend your physical person. It's a birthright, bro. Come on. And he wouldn't. He wouldn't. But at my kitchen table, when I didn't require my children to say grace to Jesus, he was ready to mob. He was ready to fight. And my heart broke. Because, like, you'll throw your whole life on, like, your physical body. Damn your spirit. You'll throw your physical body on the line to defend an all-powerful God that don't need your defending. But you ain't got the shit it takes to defend your... Yo, that shit hurt me. But I recognize it's not just him. There are little boys and little girls who carry this into their, you know, into their adulthood and shit. Into their elderhood. They carry it into their motherhood, their fatherhood, their parenthood, and sisterhood and brotherhood. And yo, man, listen, I put you at the center of everything. Oh, God, I pray to you. If you don't like it, stop answering then. All right. Law 28, into action with boldness. You are unsure of a course of action. Do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitations will infect your execution. Timidity is dangerous. Better to enter with boldness. Any mistakes you commit through audacity are easily corrected with more audacity. Everyone admires the bold. No one admires or honors the timid. Law 29, plan all the way to the end. The ending is everything. Plan all the way to it, taking into account all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune that might reverse your hard work and give the glory to others. By planning to the end, you'll not be overwhelmed by circumstances, and you'll know when to stop. Gently guide fortune and help determine the future by thinking far ahead. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Your actions must seem natural and executed with ease. All the toil and practice that go into them, and also all the clever tricks must be concealed. When you act, act effortlessly, as if you could do much more. Avoid the temptation of revealing how hard you work. It only raises questions. Teach no one your tricks, or they'll be used against you. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play the cards you deal. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they are in control, but are actually your puppets. Give people options that come out in your favor, whichever one they choose. Force them to make choices between the lesser of two evils, both of which serve your purpose. Put them on the horns of a dilemma. They are gored wherever they turn. Now, am I right or am I right? Damn. All right, law 32. Play to people's fantasies. Okay, that's how I feel about voting. You know what I mean? You give people, we don't have to go through that, y'all. We don't have to go through that. I don't want nobody to attack me. I ain't trying to attack you. I'm just saying that this is how I feel about voting. All right? If you paint a picture or make people believe that they have a choice, but you limit the choices so that both serve your purpose, then they feel empowered, but are gored wherever they turn. And you are empowered, and they are gored wherever they turn. Law 32, play to people's fantasies. The truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. Never appeal to truth and reality unless you are prepared for the anger that comes from disenchantment. I'm ready for it. Life is so harsh and distressing that people who can manufacture romance or conjure up fantasy are like oases in the desert. Everyone flocks to them. There is great power in tapping into the fantasies of the masses. Those of us tapping into the truth and light, not so favorable. Law 33, discover each man's thumb screw. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion, or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew you can turn to your advantage. Law 34, be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. The way you carry yourself will often determine how you're treated. In the long run, appearing vulgar or common will make people disrespect you. For a king respects himself and inspires the same sentiment in others. By acting regally and confident of your powers, you make yourself seem destined to wear a crown. Law 35, master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself and over time. Always seem patient, as if you know that everything will come to you eventually. Become a detective of the right moment. Sniff out the spirit of the times, the trends that will carry you to power. Learn to stand back when the time is not yet ripe and to strike fiercely when it has reached fruition. Law 36, disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. By acknowledging a petty problem, you give it existence and credibility. The more attention you pay an enemy, the stronger you make him. And a small mistake is often made worse and more visible when you try to fix it. It is sometimes best to leave things alone. If there's something you want but cannot have, show contempt for it. The less interest you reveal, the more superior you seem. I would say this sounds outrageous. So I can't be with a guy I like, so I'm going to act like I hate the dude. But yeah, no, I do see what that has helped me in my relationship with food. On more than one occasion, I've had to tell myself, I don't like this no more. I love fucking Krispy Kreme donuts, but I had to tell myself, yo, I don't like Krispy Kreme no more. Like, I would tell my friends too, they'd be like, they got the hot light on over here by my house, and I'd be like, I don't eat that shit. It's above me now. I don't eat that shit. But me showing disdain for some of those things, and then now I can't even stand the smell of hot donuts. You know what I mean? If my children get them and put them in the microwave, and they do know Krispy Kreme going in for 8 seconds, put it in for 8 seconds, and I'm like, yo, man. Same way I feel about popcorn. I love popcorn, but it always hurts my teeth and it gets stuck. And I remember saying, damn, I never remember why I don't eat popcorn. And it's a long time. And then I eat it again. And then I remember why. But now I've said to myself so much, I hate popcorn. I hate popcorn that I have to be reminded why I hate it. I love it. I'm just restructuring the relationship that I have with it. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Oh, so it sounds insensitive when you're talking about people, but if you're talking about your relationship with food, it can be peace. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. Striking imagery and grand symbolic gestures create the aura of power. Everyone responds to them. Stage spectacles for those around you. Then, full of arresting visuals and radiant symbols that heighten your presence. Dazzled by appearances, no one will notice what you're really doing. Okay? There are so many times that we'll see a music video and we'll be like, like the Rihanna umbrella video. Okay, so many of them. Fuck the Cardi B and fucking Offset clout video. It doesn't matter which one of these videos you watch. It won't matter which one of these movies. Somebody's gonna tell you about all of the symbolism and all of the this and all the and it's real, okay? Symbols are real. Alchemy is real. Gematria is real. Sephiroth, all of that. Completely real. But what I'm saying is, if I wanted to appear to be more evolved and more powerful than I was, then you've already told me what's required of me. All right. If I put myself in a black and white video and I put a pentagram behind me and I wear a ram's necklace on my neck and I have two crystals in my hands, like I don't have to know any of these things, but you'll believe that I got the power to summon some shit. I got the power to get rid of your hexes and vexes. Hold on. You give me the power to get rid of all of your hexes, vexes, and x's and all of that, all because of imagery, striking imagery. Okay, striking imagery. It's striking imagery on TV that leads us to believe that some people, famous people, would be good partners for us. Okay, like, oh, I want to marry Michael Ealy because I know that he would be so bomb. He didn't strike your ass with an airbrush image. Hold on right quick. All right, my notifications and shit is coming. All right, we mobbing. We're going to keep rolling. I'm going to try to focus. If you just got here, we're reading the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Law 37, create compelling spectacles. Striking imagery and grand symbolic gestures create the aura of power and everybody responds to them. Law 38, think as you like, but behave like others. Think as you like, but behave like others. If you make a show of going against the times, flaunting your unconventional ideas, flaunting your unorthodox ways, people will think that you only want attention and that you look down upon them. They'll find a way to punish you for making them feel inferior. It is far safer to blend in and nurture the common touch. Share your originality only with tolerant friends and those who are sure to appreciate your uniqueness. Speaking again to my enlightenment, I remember when I first came into my thing where I'm like, oh, rah, rah, I'm not praying to Jesus no more, the Council of Nicaea, yada, yada, yada. So I go to all of these functions with families, you know, and we, let's say grandma's turning 90 and we go to her to a banquet hall to have dinner for her. And they got the pastor there because she's been at the same church for 82 of the 90 years. And they're like, okay, say shit, Reverend Rollo Goodlove is gonna say a prayer. Everybody stand up and bow your head. And now this is early in my enlightenment. This is where I take my stance and shit. Okay, this is where I kneel and shit, and I tell niggas what I'm not gonna do. So everybody want to stand and put their head down, and I just want to sit down and shit. You know what I mean? Like my eyes open. I'm not part of none of this shit. Stop it, I say. Stop it, I say. The idea is not that you're evolved. The idea or the frequency is not that you're enlightened. It ain't got shit to do with whether or not you can finally be bold and stand on your grandma. This your grandma fucking birthday, nigga. You want to do that shit? Do that shit at your birthday dinner banquet. This your grandma birthday. Stand your motherfucking ass up so you don't have people in here that you honor and respect feeling like you think you some hot shit and you not. It's peace, all right? It's peace to move peacefully and amicably. Like, damn. So you ain't got to be like, amen with everybody. You can at least stand the fuck up. You know what I mean? You can at least stand the fuck up, and that's okay. Ain't nothing gonna take from your enlightenment. Ain't nobody gonna put no blood over your door. Ain't nobody gonna put no blood over your door or say you ain't African no more. Go on and get up with your grandma, nigga. All right. Think as you like, but behave like others. Behave like others. Not, and this ain't mean all the way. If you taking the shit the wrong way, you'll be the fuck all right. Like Law 39, stir up waters to catch fish. Anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. Anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. You must always stay calm and objective. But if you can make your enemies angry while staying calm yourself, you gain a decided advantage. Put your enemies off balance. Find the chink in their vanity through which you can rattle them and hold the strings. I had a brother tell me once years and years ago, to abandon all emotion when making life-altering decisions, especially love, anger, and fear. Okay, as these emotions cloud sound judgment. It's crazy enough. I've been angry enough to cry. I've been afraid enough to cry. Okay, and I've been in love enough to cry. And in the physical, when I cry, my vision is clouded. Okay, and then the spiritual, so is it the same. All right, when my head cries, when my spirit cries, or it's cloudy, it's definitely difficult to move. So the idea is to keep clarity on your own front. Robert Greene says, do just the opposite for your enemies. Law 40, despise the free lunch. What is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. By paying your own way, you stay clear of gratitude, guilt, and deceit. It is also often wise to pay the full price. There is no cutting corners with excellence. Be lavish with your money and keep it circulating, for generosity is a sign and a magnet for power. Remember, I told you that shit. I told you that shit. Hold on right quick. There's something I missed here. It is often wise to pay the full price. There's no cutting corners with excellence. All right, so quick plug, when you're repairing your credit, because I know a lot of people be like, they want to dispute everything. And you can look at your credit too the same way you would look at a person, okay? How credible a person is. If every time somebody say, Cheryl owe me money, Cheryl owe me money, Cheryl owe me money, and anytime you're like, Cheryl, you owe somebody, Cheryl, you owe somebody, and Cheryl be like, I don't owe that motherfucker. Cheryl dispute every debt. Cheryl says she ain't never owe shit, and you know, Cheryl owe you money. Cheryl owe you money talking about she need proof. That's not a good reflection of your credit. It's not peace to dispute the things, to cut that corner and dispute the things that you actually do owe. You know what I mean? And I know people are like, that's the first thing you knew. Send out your dispute letters. But these people are helping you to fuck up your credit score even more. Okay? Another thing we do with credit, cutting corners, that helps us to escape our excellence is settling. Okay, like we get it. We want to settle it because we owe 1,500 on it, and they'll take 600 a day of our stimulus, and I get that too. But like again, on the personal shit, if anytime I owe somebody owe me 1,200 and they want to come with 6 to see if they can settle the debt, it's not a very credible or reliable relationship or exchange. Okay, paying full price is peace. That's how you get excellence without cutting corners. All right, without cutting corners. Law 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. What happens first always appears better and more original than what comes after. All right, that's just the natural law of things. What happens first always appears better and more original than what comes after. You hear niggas, I don't ever be liking the second movie when they drop a second one. The second one wasn't shit on the first. If you succeed a great man or have a famous parent, you will have to accomplish double their achievements to outshine them. Do not get lost in their shadow or stuck in a past not of your own making. Establish your own name and identity by changing course. Slay the overbearing father, disparage his legacy, and gain power by shining in your own way. There are movies like Once Upon a Time in Mexico, that the sequel is a completely different name. And what happens when you do this with movies, you don't just do Back to the Future 2. When you actually name them different names and it's almost like a storyline, you keep picking up the same people that you keep the same people you had, but you pick up new people also. Okay, you pick up new people also. There's some people who always follow you for the legacy, but you want to make sure you carry your own shoes. Law 4, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Trouble can often be traced to a single strong individual, the stirrer, the arrogant underling, the poisoner of goodwill. If you allow such people room to operate, others will succumb to their influence. Do not wait for the troubles they cause to multiply. Do not try to negotiate with them. They are irredeemable. Neutralize their influence by isolating or banishing them. Strike at the source of the trouble, and the sheep will scatter. Law 43, work on the hearts and minds of others. Coercion creates a reaction that will eventually work against you. Coercion creates a reaction that will eventually work against you. You must seduce others into wanting to move into your direction. A person you have seduced becomes your loyal pawn, and the way to seduce others is to operate on their individual psychologies and weaknesses. Soften up the resistance by working on their emotions, playing on what they hold dear and what they fear. Ignore the hearts and minds of others, and they will grow to hate you. Law 44, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. The mirror reflects reality, but it is also the perfect tool for deception. We only got like 4 left, yo. We did pretty good today, and we're under an hour. I'm proud of you, okay? Law 44, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. The mirror reflects reality, but it is also the perfect tool for deception. When you mirror your enemies doing exactly as they do, they cannot figure out your strategy. The mirror effect mocks and humiliates them, making them overreact. By holding up a mirror to their psyches, you seduce them with the illusion that you share their values. By holding up a mirror to their actions, you teach them a lesson. Few can resist the power of the mirror effect. Law 45, preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Everyone understands the need for change in the abstract, but on the day-to-day level, people are creatures of habit. Too much innovation is traumatic and will lead to revolt. If you are new to a position of power or an outsider trying to build a power base, make a show of respecting the old way of doing things. If change is necessary, make it feel like a gentle improvement of the past. Law 46, never appear too perfect. Appearing better than others is always dangerous, but most dangerous of all is to appear to have no faults or weaknesses. Envy creates silent enemies. It is smart to occasionally display defects and admit to harmless vices in order to deflect envy and appear more human and approachable. Only gods and the dead can seem perfect with impunity. Law 47, do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. The moment of victory is often the moment of greatest peril. All right, peril is danger. The moment of victory is often the moment of greatest peril. In the heat of victory, arrogance and overconfidence can push you past the goal you aimed for, and by going too far, you make more enemies than you defeat. Do not allow success to go to your head. There's no substitute for strategy and careful planning. Set a goal, and when you reach it, stop. Law 48, assume formlessness. By taking a shape, by having a visible plan, you open yourself to attack. Instead of taking a form for your enemy to grasp, keep yourself adaptable and on the move. Accept the fact that nothing is certain and no law is fixed. The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything changes. All right, everything changes. And that's it. That's 48 laws of power. 48 laws of power. Listen, here's a quote by Kautilya, an Indian philosopher in the 3rd century BC. The arrow shot by the archer may or may not kill a single person, but stratagems devised by a wise man can kill even babes in the womb. Here's another quote by Johann von Goethe. The only means to gain one's ends with people are force and cunning. Love also, they say, but that is to wait for sunshine, and life needs every moment. Yo, it got some cold-blooded things in here, okay? But anyway, I just wanted to give you that tidbit. You know me doing my part to encourage literacy, okay? Each law is expounded on. So it's a dope read. You don't have to read it all at one time. Get it? Look at the laws that appeal to you most first, okay? And then go from there. All right, that's the 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene. Your girl is damn near blind. Damn. So I'm okay with y'all seeing blemishes and shit. What up, though? All right, let me get up out of here. I love you. Peace and power. Don't be worrying about my little nail situation. I got a braid today. All right. Peace, family. Boop.